Gcore Cloud offers a range of services available in over 25 locations worldwide, including virtual machines starting at just €3.20 a month, bare metal, advanced AI infrastructure, and PaaS services such as managed Kubernetes. Rely on low latency, high performance, the latest hardware, production level SLA with no hidden fees, and great pricing. To learn more, check out Gcore at the link down below. After the embarrassing finale of the world's best gaming setups, you gotta be kidding me. This is it? This is what we all waited for? I crawled back into a corner for months, debating if I should ever show my face in the Reddit battle stations. Well, after 5 months, I have mustered enough courage to step back into the uncharted territory. So without further ado, let's check out these new setups. So I'm gonna filter these by top rated of all time, and I'll start somewhere on the bottom and then make our way back up to the top. I really hope I don't regret doing this. So you got your typical stacked monitor layout over here. Obviously you want your larger display on the bottom as your primary, and then your secondary, which is a smaller one, should be up top. But one thing I would have done differently is to flip the top monitor upside down just to minimize the bezels, but I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference here. Everything else is nicely contained. We got no wires on the desk, speakers perfectly positioned towards them, maybe some acoustic panels or some wood stands to lift them up a little bit, but not a huge deal. It's also nice that you have a nice view to your backyard and +1 on your little companion there. My truck battle station. You know what? I'm just really happy that this is not on the #1 spot of this entire subreddit. Can you imagine if something like this was on the #1 spot? 7 fucking episodes, and this is how we end the series. It'd be pretty weird, right? But all jokes aside, this is definitely one of the more cleaner trucks I've seen on this subreddit. We got the small form factor PC tucked away inside the center console, and it looks like that is one of those pull-out monitors. So definitely great for space saving. As far as the angle, I don't know how exactly you're supposed to use that when you got the couch over there and the monitor on the left side. It's a very, very awkward angle. Judging by where your bed is and where the monitor is, I don't see how comfortable that's gonna be playing games. Even if you lay down on the pillow, it seems like an awkward angle, right? There must be a better way that you're actually using this setup. Finally built my dream office. So this one was posted 9 months ago, but I don't remember seeing this in the Reddit reaction. This is the first time. This looks like a really cool makeover done in the attic. I'm going to assume it's an attic because of the roof shape, unless this is in one of your other rooms, but I mean, there's tons of space here for activities. We got an entertainment console over there on the right side where you can chill on the couch, play on your console, watch movies, and then you got dual setups on the other side. Very cool. One has a dual monitor setup and the other one has a triple monitor setup, which I'm guessing it's yours, and a pretty cool desk as well. I don't know if this is custom made or you just stitched together multiple tables to create this really long and cool corner desk layout. You know, it could use a bit of lighting if I'm being honest. It just seems a bit too bare compared to everything else. I mean, you have 3 empty white walls, which kind of take the focus away from the entire room, especially when you have this much space. I'm not saying throw in a bunch of RGB strips, but you know, a few triangle panels, maybe a few strips here and there underneath the desk even would go a long way into bringing this setup or this room to life. Maybe even some posters on the wall, you know, like personalize a little bit. Summer ain't that bad. My dude is literally gaming underneath the tree. How does he have power for the PC? Those are some beautiful feet though, I'm not gonna lie. You could be a foot model. My dude with the outdoor setup. This either is powered by UPS or he is running a very long power cable back into his home. This is probably his backyard if I had to guess. But just look at the glare from the monitor. Clearly this is not ideal and it's most likely done for clicks. I don't know how anyone is able to game outside with so much glare. You definitely have to get one of those monitors with an anti-glare screen if that's something that floats your boat. This guy literally took the meaning touch grass to heart. This one was posted 8 months ago, but I don't remember reacting to it. I would have noticed that really cool backdrop that he made on the right setup. What also stood out to me is the long shelf with the spotlights that he added underneath it. It gives it a nice sophisticated look while also lighting up what's underneath it. I feel like you don't really need a monitor light bar if he has those spotlights on top. Other than that, we have a console and entertainment setup on the left and some slat wood panels in the corner. It's not bad, but I feel like it's unfinished. It's missing something. I can't really put my head around it, but it's definitely missing something. The cables aren't too bad either. I mean, he did put some effort with the channel raceways and the Velcro straps, but it's not 100% complete. Also, what's up with the keyboard location? Don't you guys think that's a little bit too much to the left? Especially when you consider his other two monitors. We did a few extra things on the desk that have no business being there, and of course we can't forget about his vape pen. Not bad, could use some more tweaking. Holy anime Batman. Just finished building my first dream setup after 2 years. I bet you in those 2 years, the hardest thing was finding all those collectibles. Mamma mia. That is a lot of hentai. That is a lot of figurines. This room is like an anime lover's wet dream. Oh, to be a fly on the wall in this room on a weekend night. I'm really curious what would happen to this room after a 3.0 earthquake. It doesn't seem like anything is secured to the wall. It's definitely a disaster waiting to happen. But you know what? It's definitely more on the cluttered side, but a lot of people do prefer that cluttered and full look to their room, I guess. And to those people I say, well, what am I gonna say? Good on you. Finally, we moved up to 2.6K votes after all those setups. So we're gonna be climbing this ladder very slowly. Wow, this setup is actually beautifully done. Very good attention to detail. This is the first time I've seen a blue wall combined with some wood accents. I think these actually go well together. The hexagon shelves definitely pop nicely against the blue wall. And then we also have a wood, I think it's a custom wood wall actually on the right side with a few more shelves. And then we have a wood countertop as well for the desk. There's definitely some custom work that was put in here. But what's really cool is that he made it seem like this is an extension of his room. If you actually look closely to the right side, it looks like that's a doorway. So he actually somehow managed to integrate that doorway into the setup. And then for peripherals, he doesn't have much, just a microphone in the dead center and a keyboard and mouse, all connecting to his custom PC on the right side. Why is that rock shaped like a very familiar object? The monitors are also beautifully mounted. Again, we got the ultra-wide on the bottom and then a smaller monitor up top at an angle, which is perfect. That's what you want to do. You always want to angle the top monitor so it's not straight. The only issue I have with this setup, not really an issue, but I feel like that microphone behind the keyboard has no business being there. It's gonna pick up all your key clicks. A boom arm would have been much more effective, if I'm being honest. You can attach the boom arm behind your ultra-wide, clamp it on your monitor mount, and just kind of have it come out from the side. And then you can tuck it away behind the monitor if you're not using it. But yeah, other than that very small nitpick, I think this is a phenomenal setup. Now here's a setup that doesn't even look like a setup. It looks like it literally belongs in this room. The seamless transition from the living room to the setup is perfect. Like everything has been thought out really well in selecting the gear. We got the wooden slat panels, the wooden desk, orange leather chair. I mean, everything complements each other so well. I wish I could get a better picture of the setup itself. It's a very wide shot, unfortunately. But there is one thing missing from the setup, and that's the PC. I do kind of see it tucked away in the corner, but I feel like there was a missed opportunity to go with the fractal north, or really any case that has wood accents that would have complemented and blended really nicely with this setup. Also, you can't really get away from me. I can see the decent cable management underneath the desk. Even though there's not much light under there, I can see that it could use a bit more tweaking. Also, what's up with the small TV in your living room? It's so small that it stands out. If your monitor from your setup is bigger than your TV in your living room, something doesn't add up there. But yeah, other than that, absolutely love the contrast from the gray wall and the wood accents. It looks like a page off of a magazine, like a Maxim magazine. Oh, and one more thing I just noticed, I don't know what that thing sticking out from behind your ultra-wide is. It looks like a light bar of some sorts, but yeah, very distracting actually. Other than that, fantastic setup. I do want to stop at this setup for a little bit just to point one thing out that stood out to me. The wood slate panels that he has, these panels that I have in the back basically. He took one of the panels and he just rotated horizontally. And he's basically using that as a headboard. That's the first time I've seen that actually on a setup, and I think it looks pretty good. I also want to point out that you can still mount stuff against it. You can do monitor mounts, you can do speaker stands, you can do anything as long as you drill between the wood panels. You can drill right through this and against your wall. So as long as you're hitting a stud, you're good to go. Warm and cozy college setup. I definitely love seeing this monitor layout. This is one of the two best layouts you can do if you're going with dual monitors. The first one is stacked, Again, I feel like that's personal preference. But the second best is by doing a T layout. You can do the T layout either in the center or on the top. And in this case, the top made the most sense because he made extra space underneath for both of his speakers. And then he actually lined it up perfectly with his PC on the right side. I mean, everything was thought out so nicely. He even rotated the left monitor with the bezel facing outside to minimize the bezels. I mean, it's well thought out, very nice. My Cozy Workspace version 1. This one actually was posted 16 days ago. We're seeing a lot of wood themed setups. Is that gonna be the new trend for 2024? I feel like it seems like that's the trajectory. Dual monitor setup on a wood sit and stand desk and a monitor riser to help organize some of his other gear. Yeah, very nice setup. I love the wood hexagon panels on the wall. I don't know if those are custom made or if you can purchase them, but very nice decor for sure. Daughter's gaming corner. I'm gonna start taking inspiration with these setups so I can build my daughter her own gaming setup in like 10 years or so. But yeah, very pink, like expected. We have a wood countertop with some capital legs to add spacing between the Alex units. We got the Y60 case in the corner, which appears to be a custom system. It seems like her dad definitely knows what he's doing for the most part. Even the fans in the Y60 are flipped as intake. No amateur would have done that. She's also got some nice speakers, a pretty comfortable office chair. The only thing I probably might upgrade is the monitor. It looks like a very cheap, low refresh rate monitor, but other than that, I think he did a fantastic job putting together this setup. Assuming he put together the setup and not his daughter. Yeah, father of the year. If no one is massaging your foot while you're at your setup, then I'm sorry to tell you guys, you're doing it all wrong. My dude has his own dedicated foot massager underneath the desk. In the 7 years of hosting Setup Wars, I've never seen this before. And honestly, it's quite genius if you ask me. Who needs a footrest when you could put in a foot massager? Aside from the amazing foot massager, I mean, the setup itself looks spectacular. I love the square backdrop. Even something so simple looks so elegant. This guy's definitely dedicated to the white color scheme and I am loving it. Okay, we got a floating white desk against the wall with triangle brackets, it seems, for a little bit of support, a white boom arm, white speakers, white wall shelf with white nanoleaf lines. I mean, everything has just been well thought out, to be honest, and I'm loving it. Even the PC is sitting on a wall mounted shelf, you guys. Look how perfect the width is. That has to be custom made, right? It's like the perfect width of the NZXT case. The only thing I would do differently is instead of paying $200 for the 9 lines from Nanoleaf, I would pick up the JSK ones instead. Those are like 90 bucks and you get the same 9 lines with the same customizations as a Nanoleaf. So you're basically paying less than half the cost of the Nanoleaf lines. But yeah, other than that, a fantastic setup. You've got my approval. And that will do it for today's video. I do have a few more coming up, so make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on if you don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.